Cristen, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, thank you.
Why don't you share your heart story with us?
All right. Well, when I was born, I was diagnosed at 9 months old with a heart murmur. And throughout my, younger years, always went to the cardiologist, had all my follow-ups. I have a bicuspid aortic valve, so that we knew about. I was a competitive gymnast at the junior Olympic level. I chaired at the University of Cincinnati, felt fine going through college. My last echocardiogram was performed when I was 20, and I was told, you know what, the bicuspid valve looks good, you're not symptomatic, this valve could be replaced tomorrow or maybe when you're 80. So of course, being 20, I thought I was more on the side of the 80 side. But so my 20s went on, moved to Memphis. Originally was from Ohio. So when I moved to Memphis, when you're in your 20s, you're away from your parents, you don't really follow up with all your doctor's visits like you should. So by the time I got to 28, I just felt so lethargic all the time and just didn't feel well. And I wasn't sure, I thought maybe it's just getting older. And then in July of 2014, I was, with friends at a concert, and all of a sudden I got that rushed feeling where I got hot, dizzy, and I knew right away, I was like, this is it, this is my heart. So, of course, followed up with cardiologist. That's the thing I did do well. So went to the cardiologist right away in Memphis and told them, I've known about this my entire life. And right away there, after my echocardiogram, they were like, okay, you're going to need heart valve surgery. And I was like, no way, this is no. Like, way too young for this. I'm fine. It's just traveling with work. That's what's making me tired all the time. So then going through the CT scan, they also diagnosed that I had an ascending aortic aneurysm. So that was the cue that, okay, this is serious. I need to do something about this. So after doing more research on my own, in God's plan, it all worked out that it brought me back to Cleveland, Ohio, at the Cleveland Clinic, and scheduled my appointment, had the same echocardiogram performed there, CT scan, met with my cardiologist, Dr. Tushu, and he said, this is it, you need surgery. So at that point, after doing the research, I knew the symptoms that I was experiencing. It's so easy to, attribute them to so many other things. I'm tired just from work, from traveling so much, or, I'm just getting older, not working out as much. So in December of 2014, I had minimally invasive open heart surgery to repair what believed to be a bicuspid valve, but it actually turned out to be unicusp. So my incredibly talented and well-experienced surgeon, Dr. Eric Roselli, was able to actually repair my valve. So I have my own valve, and also I had the repair of the aortic aneurysm. But to make this story a little bit better, my mom was attributing, she had similar, we don't really have heart disease within my family, well, a history of it that we knew of. And grandparents lived in their 80s, 90s, great-grandparents in their, well into their 90s. So my mom, the more I researched before my surgery, I was like, I know my mom has the same exact thing. She was blaming her, attributing her symptoms to getting older, to menopause. So on my 4-month follow-up with my surgeon, my mom went to the Cleveland Clinic and had all the tests done. And we went to see my cardiologist, which is now her cardiologist, and he said, you need surgery within 2 to 3 weeks. So luckily, everything worked out well. My mom got to see my surgeon that day, squeak into my appointment, and she had her same exact surgery in June of 2015. So we're both survivors.
So what would you say to women about taking care of their heart health?
I think the biggest thing is just you have to listen to your body. Your body, there's so many things that your mind will tell you is attributing to or contributing to why you feel the way you do, but the symptoms are the most important thing. You just have to be in tune with your body.
Anything else you want to say?
I think the biggest thing too, which helped me, is sharing your story, listening to other people. I'm not one to jump on a blog like prior to this or just to, talk about myself. And I'm going to tell you, like, it was easy for me to be there for my mother because I went through it. But prior to that, no one in my family had to open heart surgery, so it was brand new to us. So I got on a heartvalve.com blog, heartsurgery.com, and it was wonderful just to listen to other people, to know what, that fear prior to going into surgery that you maybe don't want to talk to your family about, and maybe share your the anxiety behind, the what ifs. But it just made me feel so much better going into having not only the support of my friends and my family, but other patients that were experiencing the same thing or were about to experience the same thing as what I was going through.